Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Amethyst Rune Witch, and today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of lunar information about what's coming up in the month of April. So we've just gone past the spring equinox, which starts off the astrological new year. It's the season of Aries. And of course, with the season of Aries, it's the first new moon of the astrological year. So obviously, new moon in Aries, but it's also an eclipse. So not only are we getting a brand new start, as we did at the beginning of the calendar year, we're getting a whole new start again. It's a whole new start. So it's the new moon in Aries. It happens on the 8th of April. And the new moon. So it's a new start, but because it's an eclipse, it's all about growth, change, transformation. Hidden truths being brought to light. Brought into the light, brought to your attention. Endings and beginnings, because within eclipses, as life used to be, ends, and then after the eclipse, it's a whole new kind of life. It's a really deep, intense and powerful time, but it's got huge potential for transformation, growth and change. So these are all reflected in the Moonology cards, by the way. I've got the Moonology and Moonology Manifestation. I use these because they make it easier to understand the lunar energy that's going on. So that's what an eclipse is all about. The new moon, it's a new start. It's the biggest thing about a new moon. But with the Aries energy, it's a fire sign. It's the first fire sign. So it's, you know, quite a powerful sign in itself. It's quite a powerful energy. And it's very much about passion. What are your passions? And are you going to grab it and take hold of it with both hands? By that, you could be taking charge of something, making plans, but having deadlines within those plans. Getting clear on what you want to do. Or even finding your own soul calling and purpose. It can also be about prioritizing yourself and making sure that you have time every day for self-care. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, working on your confidence. Whatever it is, do it. But do it for you. Not because I've said to do it for you. So, new moon, new start. Nice and easy. New moon, eclipse. Powerful change. It's time to take action. You know, it's the ram, it's that headbutting everyone until they stop, you know, headbutting the legs, the people, the other goats that are around you, so that you can get to where you want to be. So that you don't have obstacles. And then the manifestation card just says, go for it. How can you integrate that into your own practice? So me personally, I tend to do readings for myself particularly. I've got a blog where I keep track of those, keeps me accountable. I have a deadline by which I do those posts. and then make them live after the actual new moon. I even do the full moon. It's so, you know, you could do a ritual around changing how you go about doing something that you are passionate about. Small little something. It could be a bag, a spell bag, it could be a jar, it could be anything. But that's what's coming up with the new moon in Aries energy. Now, following on from a new moon, we have a full moon. And the full moon, I think I've said this before, full moon is always in the opposite sign. Now, the next full moon happens on the 23rd, 24th of April, depending on what part of the world you're in. So it's around the 23rd, 24th. Check your local times as to which date it could be. Now, regardless of whether it's the 23rd or the 24th, by that date, we will have passed into Taurus season. That typically happens around the 20th, 21st of April. So, it's the opposite sign to Taurus. It's not the opposite sign to Aries. Because we've had that one. That was the last full moon. This one is going to be in Scorpio. So it's the full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd or 24th of April. Now, it's a full moon. It's a brilliant time for releasing things, although personally I would prefer to plan to look at what might need releasing and not do the releasing for 3 to 4 days after the full moon. Purely because I don't want the full power of the full moon to take that thing I'm releasing and I just have a void place there. You can use the full moon to illuminate obstacles, any, you know, negative self-destruct patterns, self-doubt. All personal shadows can be illuminated at the full moon. But the full moon is also a good time to slow down. And particularly with this one following on from the eclipse at the new moon, it's a really good time to deepen the transformation, healing and power behind the intentions that we set at the new moon, to follow in and keep going for the next, you know, for the 2 weeks following the full moon, but also for the 6 months until the full moon in Aries. That'd be what, September time? Thereabouts, September, October time. It's always good to know that the cycles of the moon don't just mean that it's a 4-week process. No, it can be a yearly process, you know, between the new moon in Aries, the full moon in Aries, and then back to the new moon. It's and how apt. I've got a particular feline who's come to say hello, although she's after some things. What are you doing, madam? There we go. There she is. So very aptly, she's called Lunar. But with this full moon in Scorpio, it's, you know, it's that Scorpio energy. It brings the Scorpio energy. So what happened at the new moon in Scorpio can be brought through to this full moon. So it's a good time to face your shadows. Trying to avoid them will only delay the inevitable. You'll face those shadows at some point or another, whether you like it or not. And I hold my hands up to that because I've tried that. I tried to avoid things, they happen anyway. It's, you know, it's letting go. Let go of what's stopping you from feeling whole, authentic, and complete. Especially anything negative. Because you don't need it. It's an unnecessary burden. You know, because the symbol of Scorpio is what? Scorpion? A scorpion has two sides to it. You know, it's very similar to Cancer. But then again, it's a water sign. So, you know, you've got that soft inside, that soft heart that needs that as an animal it thinks needs protecting. Hence the hard outer shell. It's got the claws, but we've also got a tail that can come over and stop things from happening. So it's a really good time to look at yourself and say, what am I doing that's stopping me from achieving what I want to achieve? Is it a pattern of behaviour, a pattern of thoughts? I'm not worthy, I don't deserve it. I'm not lovable, I'm not beautiful, I'm not pretty. I'm not strong enough. You've overcome everything else that you've faced in life. Who says this has to be the thing that finishes you off? At the full moon, it's really important to take time, especially when these inner realizations are coming to the front. They can bring tension with them. And if they do, it's really important. It's a really good habit to have, that when you feel that tightening inside of, you know, you want to put your metaphorical armor on to defend yourself, you can breathe. Breath work. It will help to release the tension, and it will help to bring calm back to you. So the full moon can be, I would say the full moon is less about surrendering to the divine and more about letting go. But again, it's reflected in the full moon in Scorpio card. It's time to release negativity. What can you release that no longer serves you? Because, oh look, breathe through the tension. Why? Because what else can you do? What else can you do that will be helpful in dealing with the tension? Running around like a mad headless chicken is not going to help you. Panicking isn't going to help. Breathing will give you time to think. So, yeah. that's what's going on with this full moon. Just double checking with my notes because I made notes on this one. Yep. I hope you found that informative. I hope it's helpful as to the themes around the new moon in Aries and the full moon in Scorpio in April. Any questions, pop them in the comments. I will respond. If you have found this helpful, informative, please do like the video and share it with anyone who may also be struggling with the energies of April, but also feel free to subscribe, and I will see you again soon for some more lunar musings. Use it as that. So I'll see you again soon. Stay safe everyone, and blessings to you all.